Mandy asked me to have a look at your EPT Aviation site. I was quite excited. I saw a site with a lot of information, a site that is probably being accessed quite a lot, based on your Facebook page for one, with 50,000 plus followers. There's a lot of interest in what you have on offer, and your site does relatively well on Google. It can do better, but it's on the first page, so it's obviously getting traffic in. What it's not doing, from what I can tell, is providing you with a great number of contacts or a lot of potential students contacting you. And I can go through the reasons for that now, and the small fixes that we can do that will make a massive difference. I'd also think that we need to probably totally revamp the site, but this will depend on your budget and your timeline, etc. So if we have a quick look at a landing page, or the page that a student will access when they've done a search online, and you'll notice I've got this in a small screen size. This is as if the person is on an iPhone 8. It's just set this way so that we can see how your students will be viewing the site. Most of them will be using cell phones to access the site. So I'm going to scroll through the information, and there's quite a bit of information, which is fine. Structure could be neater. I think it's a little bit intimidating the way the information is structured now. There's so much of it. So we're going to scroll through, and I'll scroll through, and we're scrolling through, and maybe we're interested to think, man, this is exactly what I want to do. But there's so much info here, and information that we don't really need to know right this moment. So we don't really need to know much about these aviation medical practitioners now. Maybe we want to know that we'll need to do a test at some stage of medical, and these are the guys we can use, but we don't need to know that immediately. And we keep scrolling through. Okay, now I'm interested, but what do I do next? There's nothing obvious for me to do on this page. So one of two things will happen. I'm going to more than likely move on to another site. The other thing that I might do is fill in the newsletter information, or I might click on Contact Us. So let's try and find the Contact Us information. Well, I can phone you, but if it's at night, I'm not going to do that, and chances are I'm not going to want to do that anyway. I might want to actually edit or go send you an email, but I'm going to have to copy that email address and paste it into my email account. That's a pain. Or I can scroll all the way back to the top of the page again and click on Contacts. Right, so now we're on the Contacts page. This error from Google is a major thing, because it puts people off. They think, man, the site hasn't been updated in a while, or well, it affects your credibility anyhow. So we can scroll through here. Still lots of information, but what do I do next? So I can fill in the form, which is one thing. It's not a great form because it's not perfectly relevant to what I want to do. I now need to type in my subject. I need to let you know what I'm interested in. That's a lot of work. People don't do it. The next thing is this crazy capture form. 606 plus 311. So sure, I can work it out relatively quickly at 917. But sometimes that number is a bit hard, and then we don't get there. So most people are not going to fill in this form. They're just going to move on, and you're losing clients. There is no doubt in my mind that you're losing 95% or more of the people who are interested in your courses because of the website. So the reason I can be so strong and in my facts there is that I recently did a site for a company to do fireplaces, and they weren't getting much going on their site either, and it was because there were no strong call to actions. So call to action is what it is. If I'm on a page, what is my next step? I've got to be told what to do. So I'll show you an example of that. This is on the Lava Fires website. They obviously sell fireplaces. And they had a lot of people visiting their site, but nothing was happening. So I did two things for them. We added this simple check availability button and need installation quote button. That's all we did. And that made a massive difference. And the reason it made a difference is people are seeing the prices, they're seeing the price, they're not sure what to do next. So if you need an installation quote, you click there, fill in the form, and we send your information off to the client. You check availability, we do the same thing. So it's made a massive difference in the number of contacts they got off the site. In their first year of doing business, that was before I was involved, they had one contact off their site. In the year and a half that I've been working with them, we have created 8,000 contacts from their site. So it made a big difference just telling people exactly what they need to do. So let me show you what I think we should be doing with your site. There we go. So this is just a demo I put together for you. There's no commitment from your side. I just had some time and I thought I'd like to show you what we can do. So if a person lands on this page, the information is structured differently. It's easier to read. Things like the gap between lines makes it easier to read the information. The font makes it easier. But if I'm reading through here and I see, I start thinking, man, I'm interested, what do I do next? Oh, what's this? Do I qualify? That catches one's eye. Do you want to know whether you qualify for this course and an exciting career in aviation and tourism? Well, that's obvious. If I'm on the site, that's exactly what I want. So let's try the simple checker below. How old am I? Okay. So if I was to click I'm 15 or younger, it will tell me, oh, at the moment you are a little too young. But it also lets me know that once I'm 18, I'll be able to write the exam. So I can actually continue with the process. If I select, say, 18 years old, great, let's continue. So next step is, am I proficient in English or not? But let's first see if I'm a bit old and I am, say, 40 or older. I says, oh, sorry, the course is only available to people younger than 40. Why not have a look at the following options, though? So what we can do here is help people or guide them onto the next steps. If they don't qualify because they are too old or there's something else wrong, they can try something else that you have on offer. So we're not chasing anybody away, we're just guiding them. But let's go through the process. Let's say somebody is 29. I'm not sure what those criteria are, we can work on that. So the next step is, are you proficient in English? Yes, fantastic. We need to be proficient in English, let's carry on. If you click no, we give you some other options. Maybe get your English up first, or when you're ready, you can come back. But because this sort of person meets other criteria, we might say, well, would you like to continue checking the other requirements? Yes or no. If they click yes, we carry on with the health check. Okay, so what is the rest of that stuff? We're going to ask them, are you diabetic? If you are yes, well, sorry, you don't qualify, but these are your options. If you say, no, I'm not diabetic, we carry on. How good is your eyesight? Average or excellent? These questions can change based on your input, or this is your business, you know what's going on here and the best options, but we want to guide people through a process because it gives them something active to do. So then, awesome, your eyesight's good enough, next. But you'll notice we also say, this is, however, to be verified during a compulsory medical checkup. So we are covering any potential liability we have. We don't want people to say that you have said that they do qualify when they don't. We want to have some sort of comeback for you there. How good is your hearing? We carry on through there. Brilliant, you seem to qualify. So then we say, based on the basic information, it looks like you qualify, etc., etc. Congratulations. These are just little prompts to help people move on. We will now send you more detailed information on the program and the entry requirements, along with course dates and other important information. We look forward to having you on board. So now the person has gone from having an interest to doing a couple of things. The fascinating thing about online behavior is as soon as they've invested a bit of time filling in this form, so we've asked them a few questions, they've invested a bit of time, they feel that they've wasted that energy if they don't complete the form. It's absolutely spectacular how that works. We take results from about a 5% conversion rate sometimes to 25% just by structuring the form right. So what we mean by that conversion rate is for every person that accesses your site, how many people will turn into actual contacts. So on our best campaigns, we're doing 25% of people accessing a page turn into a contact. The global average is around about 3%, depending on the industry. So here we go. We just ask them for their name, email address, phone number, and then please send me further information. They click on that, and you get sent an email. They get sent an email too. We can even automate the process. So based on what they've put in the form, we can automatically send them some sort of an info pack, and you don't have to do anything. So if things get really busy, we add them to your database, and when course dates become available, you email them and invite people to join up. And the benefit of having a large database, like for example the Lava Fires guys, is that when they have special offers, they have 7,500, 8,000 people that they can email who have already expressed a very keen interest in their product. And we can do that for you too. We'll soon have a large database of people who have an interest in your product. But let's have a look at what one of your competitors is doing, and it will highlight the opportunity to you. So Big Sky, they also have they actually spend some money advertising on Google, and this is the page you get to when you click on the advert, and you can scroll through it. You can see the text is small, the spacing is very close together, it's difficult to read. But what they are doing is they have an enroll today button. That's a big deal. That is a call to action that they have, that you don't have. So enroll today. So that's very clever. That's a good start for them. But let's have a look at what happens when we click on that enroll today. It actually opens another window and it takes us here. Please contact us on WhatsApp. That is a good idea. A lot of people like communicating via WhatsApp. And then that's it. I can also fill in this form. But you can see the form isn't tidy. It's not neat. It knows nothing about what I've been having a look at. Whereas on yours, if somebody was to fill in this form, we would have, when they send it off, we'll be able to tell you what course they were on, what information they had an interest in. So you know exactly what that person is about. And when we add them to your database, that information is stored. So if you have a course that you want to let people know about, you can send it only to people who have shown an interest in that course. There's a lot of information that we can do, a lot of things we can do to make your site work well. But I think the next step, if you are interested, would be just to maybe have a phone call and chat about it. Cheers.